Within the Acacia sect, Tang Shishir looked at Yu Xian'er with a grateful face. If she hadn't come out today and taken this lead, with the degree of cunning of these sects, if they wanted them to fully cooperate in good faith, they didn't know how long it would take to pull the wool over their eyes. Little things, Yu Xian'er smiled faintly. Extremely bland. This matter, you're careful, after all. Then again, the Demon Emperor's side is the power of a clan, and their physical body can be described as extremely powerful. The strength of a single person alone will at least top 2 people on our side. Yu Xian'er couldn't help but feel slightly worried in her heart when she thought about this battle. I do have arrangements on the Demon Emperor's side. The crisis is rather small. Tang Shishir revealed an extremely confident smile. She hadn't known how long she had been rehearsing and preparing for this great battle, just for the sake of taking the Demon Emperor down. How could he not have defended against the opponent's powerful physical body moves? After all, the Demon Clan's side was an existence that was famous for its physical strength. Okay, just watch yourself. Yu Xian'er looked at the confident Tang Shishir and stopped talking. After all, Tang Shishir was the most talented Demon Emperor she had ever seen. In just a few hundred years, he broke through the true immortal realm and became a rare powerhouse in the immortal and demon continent. And that, still, was decades ago for her. So who knew what the other side's true level was now? How is it that there is still a demon race here? But he's only one man. Should we do it on our side? Chu Feng was slightly surprised as he looked at a half-man, half-tiger existence in front of him. This half-demon, half-human existence, while still looking at the books in his hands, took out some strange, disc-like things from his storage bag and buried them underground. With an extremely puzzled face, he said, "One must know that the ancient Dan realm was on the Pill King sect's side, and although the Medicine King sect was not in the human hinterland, it was close. But how did this demon race run in? Moreover, looking at the behavior of these people, it seemed as if they were extremely uneasy about the secret realm as well." Therefore, Chu Feng now did not know whether or not he should make a move against these demonic races, because the strength of these demon race people could be extremely not weak. In terms of the strength of the person in front of him, he also had the strength of the 9th level of the spirit realm. With his current strength, he would just barely be able to kill this demon race. And there was no guarantee that the other party would definitely be cut down. Most importantly, Chu Feng saw that the other party's movements like this were a sign of organization. If he decapitated the other party now, but the other party still sent the signal out, is he going to be exploring here later? End of chapter. Chapter 105 The Green Snake. Chapter 105 The Green Snake. Go! In the end, Chu Feng decided to keep this fellow here. And then, there is the purpose of finding out from the other side. Who? With Chu Feng's order, Chao Qian dashed forward and made her move against the demon race. But as soon as Chao Qian made her move, the demon race immediately reacted and turned their heads to shout harshly, and snapped out his own weapon. Trapped dragon formation. Open. Unfortunately, before the other party could react, a huge illusion-like cage descended from the sky, directly trapping him inside. Roar! When the demon discovered this, with a stern cry, his form was about to become huge at that moment. Unfortunately, bundle. Forbidden. With Chao Qian's chain of hands, the other party was beaten by Chao Qian into the form of a dead dog. Straight away, he collapsed to the ground, unable to move to get up. Mission accomplished. My lord, am I good? After Chao Qian completed this matter, she revealed the general showy appearance of a little girl and inquired to Chu Feng. Awesome. Much more awesome than me. Duke. What else could Chu Feng say? And at that moment, he could only praise her. Your Excellency is really perfunctory. Next time I definitely won't help Your Excellency with his hands. Although Chao Qian was extremely flattered, she still arrogantly turned her face away. Do you have a way to pry their purpose out of the other side? Regarding Chao Qian's reaction, Chu Feng did not pay too much attention to it, and instead earnestly inquired. Even the demon race had come in here, and it looked as if they had an impure purpose. It must not be good to come this way, and it looked like they weren't alone coming in like this. Chu Feng had to get a hold of their dynamics to do so. That's easy, just leave it to me. Chao Qian smiled faintly and pulled the other party up right then and there as if they were dead dogs. Before this demon race could say anything, raise your hand directly to your opponent's head. The captured demon race, being manipulated like this, immediately revealed a look of horror in their pupils. But before the other party could let out a scream, his eyes had begun to blanch, and in a short while, he seemed to be mentally deranged. Both eyes were lifeless and dull as hell. Done. In a short while, Chao Qian released the guy and said with extreme pleasure, "It's going to be fun to wait here, but this is good. It's a great benefit for the Demon Emperor Lord side. What do they want? And what's become fun here?" Chao Qian's maneuvers could be said to have caused Chu Feng to look blankly. not even knowing what information she had obtained. Gongzi, now I might have to leave. I'll leave this side to you. You're going to have to go it alone on your own while keeping an eye out for people on both the human and demon sides now. Xiao Qian smiled faintly, and at that moment, she told the matter of the demon race bringing something inexplicable in this side and forming an array. At the same time, she also made a rough calculation of the people who were going to come in from the demon race's side, and there should be as many as hundreds of them. Moreover, Xiao Qian also told Chu Feng about the powerful people who were going to come in from the human race's side as well as the personnel. Then why did you leave? After Chu Feng understood all of this, he, who was unfamiliar with formations, looked at Xiao Qian extremely strangely and inquired. These demon clan members were not aware of anything. They just came in to build the formation and at the same time activated the formation. They were able to obtain the benefits from the demon clan side. Chu Feng was not at all clear about their purpose. Moreover, he didn't know anything about the fact that Tang Shishir was going to make a move against the demon race. It's just a general understanding up front that the other side might be making big moves. You don't have to worry about that. All you have to do now is collect and explore properly. A flash of cold busyness appeared in Xiao Qian's eyes, and the next moment the entire person disappeared. Looking at Xiao Qian who left, the other party who didn't say anything, Xu Feng's heart can be said to have 10,000 black goats running through it. Okay, so I'll have to be a little more careful with my movements. As Chu Feng watched his bodyguard leave, deep down he could be said to be helpless. After all, the other party was many times stronger than him. And she still left straight away. Not even the slightest opportunity was given for Chu Feng to use Tang Shishir's name to subdue her, causing her to continue protecting him. Forget it, one person is one person. I don't believe it. I'm a spirit realm cultivator who will still fall here. At that moment, Chu Feng no longer thought about anything else. The opponents had left, which meant that outside forces could no longer help him. Now he can only rely on himself. My lord, the matter on Lord Demon Emperor's side is even more important. Look at the ferocious beasts appearing here, and the demon race rapidly advancing this way. Xiao Qian looked at Chu Feng after she left. Her heart was slightly low, but she quickly pulled herself together in a short while. Deep down inside, he had also changed his mind a bit about Chu Feng. Before, she had never been able to figure out why the demon emperor wanted her to protect the other party all the time. But now, looking at his heart, he probably knew that the devil emperor was investing in him. However, these are just investments. She also had a rough idea of what the demon emperor wanted to do now. Moreover, Xiao Qian, was the demon emperor's person. Judging from the fact that the demon clan side was paying so much attention to the ancient Dan realm, she only needed to kill all of the demon race's people here, and she would be able to hold back a portion of the demon race's side. So, as for the situation on Xu Feng's side, let's talk about it when the time comes. In her heart, the most important thing was still the demon emperor who had given her a new life. The next moment, after seeing that Xu Feng's side was well, Xiao Qian no longer stayed. The entire person quickly ascended into the air and disappeared in the blink of an eye. You guys go in quickly. When you see the demon race, it's best to just slaughter them. These scum slaughterers are actually trying to snatch the chance that belongs to us humans. Indeed, this time the demon race has truly done something unorthodox, and we don't have to give the other side any face. This time, with the inner disciples and core disciples from the sects on our human side going in, it will definitely cause the demon race to suffer heavy losses. Let them know that we on the human side are not so easy to take advantage of. Dozens of old men wearing all Xian clothes and emitting an extremely powerful aura sat high in the air, looking at the youths and teenagers and so on who were quickly going in the ancient Dan realm below. A wave of arrogance flashed in his face. These people were the strongest among the younger generation of their human race. Every single one of them had at least the strength of the middle stage of the spirit realm or above. With them there, going in would be an absolutely devastating blow to the demon race. And here they could not only acquire the legendary alchemy, and there will also be battles to get a battle experience. Cultivating immortality and cultivation doesn't mean that one can step on the peak by practicing hard. On top of that, you still need to go through countless strikes and sublimation, and experience 1,000 hammering and refining before you can truly ascend to the peak of immortal cultivation. There's a relic here, but unfortunately, it's missing. Xiao Qian. There's no way to grab it. Chu Feng looked at a huge piece of wording in the stone wall in front of him. The eyes could not help but show a color of extreme longing. However, after taking another look at the dozens of ferocious beasts below that reached 20 to 30 meters in size and emitted a powerful aura from their bodies, Chu Feng was only able to tiptoe and carefully sneak out of here. It wasn't an item he could compete for. At this time, 3 or 4 hours have passed since Xiao Qian left Chu Feng. After leaving Xiao Qian, Chu Feng was then only able to carefully and meticulously sneak around, searching for resources in the surrounding area. After all, The surrounding ferocious beasts were too strong. The weakest existences were all higher than Chu Feng's realm. In this place of crisis, Chu Feng had only searched less than a 10-mile square area in these 3 or 4 hours. Along the way, only a few unimportant resources were sought. These things, for his strength, didn't help much. Keep exploring. Hopefully I'll be able to find what I need. And as for the legendary divine alchemy, forget about it. Chu Feng paused in his steps and finally glanced backward at the stone wall. The next moment it was out of here. Now that he saw that these small alchemy records were guarded by such powerful demonic beasts. Then, how powerful is the ferocious beast that guards the location where the rumored divine alchemy is located? There's a Bailan fruit here. So let's scout around and look at the surrounding ferocious beasts first. After Chu Feng had walked a short distance, he realized that on a strange stone wall, there was an odd fruit tree. After Chu Feng explored it for a bit, he immediately recognized that this thing was a spirit fruit, and it was also the existence of the named Bailan fruit. This thing was able to quickly strengthen the physical body, and at the same time, it was also able to strengthen and solidify the spiritual energy in the body. It was an item that could be extremely useful for cultivators whose strength had increased rapidly, resulting in a situation where their spiritual energy had not been refined by 1,000 times and was flimsy. And this thing, for Chu Feng who had broken through several levels of realms in succession in just tens of days, resulting in spiritual energy that had not been condensed and had to be condensed once more through countless hours before it could be done. This thing can be a supreme treasure. And, still, the highest level of existence. As long as he took all of the spirit fruits above, the spirit power in his body would be able to go through several condensations. There is much less of a process that has to be condensed through time. Sure enough, there really is a guardian ferocious beast in the perimeter of the spirit fruit. Green leaf snake. Sure enough, Chu Feng probed the surrounding area and immediately discovered that on the leaves of the not-so-large Bailan tree, there was a tiny green-colored snake. If it weren't for Chu Feng's careful probing, he really wouldn't have been able to discover this ferocious beast. Class 4 ferocious beast. Poisonous. After Chu Feng emitted his divine thoughts, he immediately knew the strength of the other party. A Class 4 fierce beast, equivalent to the late stage of the spirit realm. Such strength was not much of a threat to Chu Feng. However, on this green leaf snake, it was a poisonous presence. This poison was a great threat to even the existence of the Xian realm. Not to mention Chu Feng, who was currently at the 4th level of the spirit realm. After Chu Feng carefully explored his surroundings for a while, he immediately had an idea after seeing the top of the not-so-high mountain. At that moment, Chu Feng quickly arrived above the peak of the mountain, and as he raised his head to look down, he was just able to see the green leaf serpent as well as the location where the Bailan fruit tree was located. Throw! Chu Feng lifted a huge stone from under his feet and threw it down right then and there. Boo! With a loud bang, it instantly smashed a meter away from the Bailan tree. Small spatters of debris flew out and smashed into the trees right then and there. It directly made the 3-meter-tall trees shake. The shaking trees startled the green leaf serpent right away. The other raised its tiny head alertly, spitting its blood-colored tongue and probing around. Next one hit it at half a meter. Seeing that he was able to startle the green leaf serpent, Chu Feng's heart was slightly stabilized. At that moment, the plan to scare the snakes with the big grass was continued. Boo! As Chu Feng continued to lay his hands on it, another boulder smashed half a meter away. Silk! At this, the green leaf snake couldn't sit still at the moment and quickly slithered down from the tree, walked under a tree, found a hidden spot and hid. It's time to do it. Looking at the green leaf snake that was hiding, Chu Feng quickly measured it in his heart. This ferocious beast really did have a stress response just like ordinary snakes. That is, when they are frightened, they will unconsciously and quickly find a hidden place to hide, wait for a crisis to arise, and immediately choose someone. This is the snake's stress response. Chu Feng was originally trying it out, but he really didn't know that this green leaf snake was so gullible. Before he could move his hands several times, he ran straight in the direction he wanted. Spirit-destroying sword. Flame chop. At that moment, Chu Feng quickly descended from the mountaintop and ran tens of meters away from the ferocious beast. First, he pretended not to notice the other party, and waited until he came within 10 meters of the other party. Handful after handful of talismans that didn't need money were directly sprinkled towards the green leaf snake. Boom! Boom! Under a series of loud bangs, the small hidden stone wall exploded right then and there. Divine traveling talisman. Sprint! On the other side, Chu Feng also had the situation of the green leaf snake in his care again. At that moment, he struck a talisman to his feet, and after doubling the speed of his entire body, he immediately rushed to the side of the Bailan tree, floating directly in the air, after picking all 5 or 6 spirit fruits from the tree. Then without looking back, he took out his flying boat and started it.